trace back parallel roads to the highway, pre-existing roads, cart roads, paved roads, and ultimately even foot trails. So it's a good place to start. This is where any tourist might pull over and take their first look at the vast district of Kahuku. Thanks. Okay, we're going to demonstrate a little bit of trail walking here. And as you can see, this is it's very rough. I think that without a pole, it's almost sure that a person would fall down. And so that's why I have one pole. Sometimes two poles would really help for walking on So we just have to choose the large rocks primarily and stay balanced. It's really a good idea to wear gloves. The Ohia Tree is the first colonizer on the lava flow. It's incredible that due to its nitrogen fixing ability, it doesn't need any humus to exist in the soil. It can just start in bare rock. You can see what a gnarly existence this tree has had from the shape of its roots down here. As it's grown up, curling, wind-blown, during drought, large portions of the tree dying off, but nonetheless surviving for hundreds of years. It's a great symbol, the Ohia tree, and it's a very fitting denizen of this type of terrain. It's well adapted. Okay, here we are on this cart road, and it appears to have been bulldozed. It's rather flat. I suppose this might have been done by hand, but I don't think so. I think this is a fairly recent road. It may be following the path of an older road, but from the amount of excavation that's actually occurred here, a small cat had to have done this. Anyhow, it's probably not that old, but predates perhaps the highway. It runs up to the chocolate lava flow, and as we see, it starts to climb up and into the flow. So my guess is that it does continue across the chocolate flow, and I'm going to walk over there and find out. Okay, we're over here next to the new flow. See the road going off in that direction over a bit of a hill, and then here on my right it goes straight up this hill. This is definitely a jeep road, not not designed for horses and buggies. There's no way a horse would pull that cart up that hill there. But right. Well, the interesting thing is, the goats will often take old Hawaiian trails as the most easy route through the A'a. And in that case, for a person that doesn't know where the old Hawaiian trails are, you can learn where they are sometimes by following the goats. So it's a common occurrence while you're out walking in this district to come across wild goats, and they get scared and they run off. And it's worthwhile to pay attention to the direction they run off and to follow their progress, because in their attempt to get away from humans, they will often take the most readily available, quickest route, and in many cases that's an old Hawaiian trail. So if you follow their progress and then follow after them, You'll either come up with a goat trail across the or in some cases, if there are cairns and clearly moved boulders where the way has been cleared by hand, then you'll know that you're on an old Hawaiian trail. So it's a useful ally to have, these goats. And from what people say, they're occasionally good eating as well. Okay, I've come down this little draw and past some old Ohia trees, and there was plenty of goat droppings, clearly places where the goats collect to sleep, but no real evidence of a trail. However, in passing down through this draw and facing toward the coast, I came up over a little rise here, and my eyes were caught by some piled stones. Now these stones are definitely piled by humans, and it is an embankment on the edge of some sort of trail or pathway or cart road or something. But unlike the bulldozer track that we were just on, these are hand-placed stones. So this is a trail that at least partially has been made by hand, which makes it much older, and we're going to be seeing where it goes. Okay, so here's the road fill that I noticed, the hand-packed rock, and in fact it is an old government road probably. It definitely is handmade, and I'm going to come up here on it carefully. And what we're seeing is that it goes across this little gully and then is heading up a hill. And it goes right over to the new lava flow, at which point it is buried. It is definitely buried by the lava, which definitely also dates it as a precursor to this particular lava flow. Alright, we're starting to get some rain here, so I gotta put this camera away. But if you note, on both sides of the road there's a little ridge that's also hand built, and that's a very particular style of trails on this island. Well, while it's raining, I decided to take cover in this shelter cave. The road that we were on passes across the lava channel here in front of us, in front of this shelter cave. And you can see the really nice stacking of rocks, all by hand, to fill in this very deep trench in order to accommodate the road passing over it. I'm going to scan through the cave itself. It's very small. You can see the flow lines of this channel of lava that was rushing through here at one time. And then this other side is evidently more naturally filled in. There's no real evidence of stonework here. But it just makes a little opening, and it's a delightful little place. You can get out of the rain in. I'm going to look up and down this cave system a ways to see if there's any other actual water resources or anything happening that would be interesting to travelers. It's common knowledge that caves have drips, and so when people are on foot traveling from place to place, knowing where they can stop, find a cave, get a drink of water is really important. And oftentimes the paths and roads and trails were located along lava channels for that very reason. So we'll investigate that further, but seeing this seeing this little channel here is just sweet. And seeing the amount of effort, the stonework that goes into filling in a hole like this. I mean, we're talking a couple of days of hard labor filling this one hole. I've not seen any Hawaiian trails down in this section, but my guess is that by following along with this little lava river, that would be the best place to look for them. There appears to be ongoing kipukas down below. Oftentimes, even after these lava flows happen, people will persist in traveling by making short trails over the lava, the fresh lava, to join up the kipukas, which are easier to walk on. Okay, well, I did follow that channel down, and what I found was, just as I suspected, a little bit of a cave opening, another shelter. So we're going to explore that. And now this cave is lit from the other side, so it's not going to be one of those deep, dark, scary cave experiences. And I believe I'm actually climbing down some deliberate rock work right now, which I'm going to try to be very careful not to make a mess of. Hard to say. Hard to say. It's pretty sloppy rock work, but I suppose. And we're looking through the cave now. Let's see. Oh yeah. Lots of goat poop. They know a value of a good cave. Get out of the rain and wind at night. And yeah, you got to see this goat poop. This is incredible. I mean, that's a lot of goat poop. Let's get up out of this hole on the other side. And see what we can see next. There's a little side cave up on the hillside here. It's kind of peculiar. Seems to have a blue flag on it. And my guess is that somebody else thought it was peculiar too. So I'm going to take a... See, there's some almost like altar rocks there, maybe. Hard to say really, but kind of interesting. There's that blue flag up there on the tip of it. So I'm going to take a little peek